I didn't walk into that party expecting anything unusual. It was supposed to be a harmless work celebration, loud music, forced smiles, cheap drinks, and the usual small talk. My wife, Lauren, had insisted I come late because she was helping organize things. That should have been my first warning. I arrived close to 10, jacket still on, scanning the room for her familiar face. Already rehearsing the tired joke couples tell after long weeks apart. Nothing about the night suggested it would quietly dismantle everything I believed about loyalty, marriage, and the life I was building with her present. Lauren worked marketing, the kind of job filled with networking events and vague titles. I trusted her, not blindly, but confidently, the way you trust someone who shares your bed and your bills. I spotted her near the bar, laughing too hard. Her hand rested on another man's arm. Not brushing, not accidental, comfortable, familiar. The room didn't spin. It went quiet, like my ears decided this moment deserved silence. I watched them lean closer, his head tilted, her smile practiced, intimate, shared between people who forget consequences exist beyond the room they stand in, surrounded by noise, lights, strangers. I didn't confront her. I didn't interrupt. I stood there long enough to understand everything I needed to know. This wasn't confusion. It wasn't drunken carelessness. It was ease. I recognized it because it used to be ours. I turned around, walked out, and felt strangely steady. Outside, the air was cold, sharp, honest. My phone buzzed. I didn't look. I drove home in silence, hands loose on the wheel, replaying years of trust, moments, sacrifices, now rearranged into a single undeniable truth I could no longer negotiate with myself, even as the house lights greeted me alone, unchanged, waiting. The house felt staged, like a set waiting for actors who forgot their lines. I sat on the couch and didn't cry. I thought about how often she said she was tired, distracted, overwhelmed. How I adjusted, adapted, gave space. I thought about the quiet bargains I made with myself. Tomorrow I'd ask. Tomorrow we'd talk. Tomorrow never came. Marriage teaches patience, but it can also train you to ignore your instincts, to normalize absence, to accept loneliness while sharing a bed with someone already halfway gone, smiling elsewhere, investing quietly outside the life you protect. I learned that lesson. Lauren came home near dawn. I heard her keys pause, then enter. She froze when she saw me awake. Her makeup was smudged, her confidence gone. She opened her mouth, then closed it. I didn't ask questions. I didn't accuse. I stood, grabbed my jacket, and walked past her. That silence hurt her more than any words I could have chosen. I drove to my brother Ethan's, slept on his spare bed, staring at the ceiling, realizing the moment you stop explaining yourself, power returns quietly, without applause, without witnesses. No fights, no scenes, just distance forming into resolve overnight. By morning, my phone was full. Missed calls, messages, apologies shaped like panic. I didn't respond. I met a lawyer instead, not because I wanted revenge, but because I wanted clarity. Silence had taught me something words never did. Love without respect rots. Loyalty without reciprocity drains you. I wasn't angry. I was finished negotiating my worth. When Lauren finally showed up crying, asking me to talk, promising therapy, honesty, effort, I listened calmly, nodded slowly, and said nothing she hadn't already broken by choosing secrecy over respect, excitement over commitment, impulse over us. That realization landed hard, undeniable, final. She cried harder than I expected, not because she lost me, but because control slipped. The party, the man, the thrill, all collapsed into consequences. I packed my things methodically. No insults, no speeches. She followed me room to room, begging me to stay. I kept moving. Once dignity cracks, love can't carry the weight alone. I left by noon. Keys on the counter, marriage behind me. Future uncertain but honest, unburdened by pretending loyalty survives secrecy, or that forgiveness fixes what respect abandoned long before the music started playing. Her tears came too late, born from loss, not remorse. Friends called later, confused, choosing sides quietly. I told no dramatic story. I said I saw what I needed. That seemed to unsettle them more. There was no villain speech to debate, no explosion to dissect. Just a man who stopped participating. That restraint followed me like armor. I slept better than I had in years. Peace isn't loud. It doesn't announce itself. It arrives when you stop betraying yourself to maintain comfort for someone already choosing elsewhere, already rewriting vows you still respect. I chose truth, even when it cost me everything familiar and safe. Freedom felt earned then. I don't know where Lauren is now. I know where I am. Quiet apartment, clean slate, mornings without tension, nights without doubt. Walking away didn't make me cruel. It made me honest. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't beg. I didn't compete. I just left. And that changed everything. Some betrayals don't explode. They fade until you notice you're alone anyway. When that moment comes, silence can be the loudest answer. I chose it, walked forward, and never looked back, because self-respect once recovered refuses cages, excuses, or apologies wrapped in tears and hindsight. I survived, healed, moved on.